Hello, hello mga ka-Engoo and Jacko Natics natin dyan. How are you today? Well, again, this is your Tutor Jacko at your service. Well, it's been a while. Okay, my last upload I think was almost 3 months ago. Okay, but I'm back. I'm so back. And today, we will be talking about taxes. It's very technical, okay? So I want you to watch this video till the very end, all right? Well, of course, in our pay, mayroon tayong deductions about tax, okay? Makikita natin sa pay natin na mayroong withholding tax, all right? And how can we avail? Okay, how to avail the 0% tax para naman yung take-home pay natin, kung ano talaga yung pinaghirapan natin. Alright, so today we will be talking about how to avail 0% tax. Again, disclaimer lamang po, hindi po tayo from BIR, hindi po tayo expert about taxation, and hindi din po ako nagpa-practice ng accounting, bookkeeping, or taxation services. What I will be sharing to you today is based on my experience, my own personal experience, how I applied and got my COR and also the sworn declaration. Okay, so stay tuned and continue to watch this video. So here are your takeaways, okay, for this video discussion. Okay, so first we have, expanded withholding tax. What is this expanded withholding tax? All right, and then also the steps in acquiring the COR, how to get the sworn declaration, and how and when to submit COR and SD to the company, specifically Engoo. All right. So first, what is this expanded withholding tax? Expanded withholding tax, or EWT, is, or as it is commonly known in the Philippines, is a kind of withholding tax on certain income payments. It is creditable against the income tax due of the payee, meaning the person to whom payment is due. This tax must be remitted by the withholding agent to the government through the BIR. All right. So seeing Go as our withholding agent, dinideduct ni Ingo from our pay. Okay, yung tax. Alright? Usually 10% or 5%. And then, after that, Ingo will be the one, okay, to pay the tax to the BIR. Alright, so parang wini-withhold lang ni Ingo and then he will pay it to the BIR. Of course, how can we use how can we apply the payment when we file our quarterly income tax or our ITR? Of course, Ingo will also be filing the 2307. Okay, 2307 form. Doon mo makikita kung paano ang kung magkano ang withhold ni Ingo and then binayad niya sa BIR. Alright, so when you file for your quarterly income tax or income tax return, i-attach mo yung 2307 because that would serve as your advance payment. Okay? And effective April 1, 2018, Ingo have changed the EWT or the expanded withholding tax rate from 8% to 0%, 5%, or 10%. Later, we will be discussing also bakit iba-iba yung percentage. Alright, of course, this is in compliance with the BIR RR number 11-2018 and also as per consultation with the BIR head office. Now, to avail lower taxes, newly activated tutors must comply within 30 days after account activation. Again, 30 days. With the following requirements which can be acquired in your BIR or Revenue District Office. Okay, the first one, of course, the COR or the Certificate of Registration, and of course, the Notarized Sworn Declaration or SD of gross receipts and or sales. Alright, so how EWT rate will apply? Alright, of course, we have here a table. The first column is requirements and then annual cumulative income amount. And then the third column is company withholds or Ingo withholds. So if you have COR and SD and then your annual cumulative income is less than 250,000 pesos, and then Ingo will withhold 0%. So walang i-withhold si Ingo. All right. Now with COR and SD and then between 250,000 and then 3 million pesos, so Ingo will withhold 5%. So ang mangyayari niyan is Ingo will estimate. Like for example, yung income mo for the month of May. So Ingo will just estimate it. Alright? Baka aabot ka or more than ka 300,000 annual cumulative income mo at the end of the year. Okay? So may estimate naman yan ni Ingo. And then if with COR and SD, and then at least 3 million na yung income mo annually. Milyonaryo ka na. Okay. So the company withholds 10%. And if in case tinamad ka, hindi ka nag-file ng COR or hindi ka nag-file ng SD, hindi ka kumuha ng sworn declaration, parang wala ka nang pakialam sa buhay. Okay. Walang COR and SD, any amount earned within the year will be subject to 10% tax. All right, but the question here is, what if 0% yung tax mo na withhold ni Ingo, pero umabot ka ng 300,000 for instance in a year? Annual cumulative, Bisaya. Annual cumulative income amount is 300,000. So, meron kang excess na 50,000. So, ang mangyayari dyan, when you file your income tax return, okay, and then may excess ka na 50,000. So, yung 50,000 in excess of 250,000 na exemption natin, yung 50,000, yun lang yung taxable by 8%. Alright? So, later, we will also discuss the 8%. Here are the steps in acquiring the Certificate of Registration or the COR. So, dalawa ito, okay? We have two things here. If you are a new taxpayer, again, you need to file 1901, Form 1901, or the application for registration for self-employed and mixed income individuals or estates or trusts. All right? But if you already have an existing TIN or for existing taxpayers, you need to file BIR Form 1905, Application for Registration Information Update. Alright, kasi bawal kasi na mag-open ka ng new TIN. Alright, bawal kasi sa atin no to have to have two or more TIN numbers. So dapat isa lang. Alright, and if with existing TIN, make sure that your TIN status is updated as well as your RDO Revenue District Office, okay, with Form 1901. Okay, so make sure maayos yung dating ano mo, yung TIN mo. And you have to know, malalaman mo yan doon sa BIR. Okay lang if wala kang mga open cases. Okay, so nandun tayo, parang nahihirapan yung iba kapag mayroong mga open cases kasi pag may mga open cases, mayroong mga penalties and everything. And since you are an independent contractor, so your TIN must be updated to self-employed status if earning solely with freelance work, or mixed income earner if earning as an employee and as a self-employed individual, whichever is applicable. All right. And also, you must be registered in the local RDO where you are conducting your business and not in the place where the TIN was originally registered. You may request your old RDO where the TIN was originally registered to fax the Form 1905 to the RDO where you are currently conducting business. Alright, so merong mga struggles when we apply. Pero in here guys, when we apply for COR, sa umpisa lang naman sa mahirap. Okay, especially kung hindi magkapareho ng RDO. Like for example, yung RDO mo, I mean yung TIN mo, ginawa mo sa Davao City. Okay, ibang RDO yon. And then, plus you're working in Cebu now. So, kailangan talaga ilipat yung record mo from Davao to Cebu City. For step 2, you need to bring all the necessary or applicable documents listed here. Alright, so we have photocopy of business permit or occupational tax receipt or DTI certificate or professional tax receipt if applicable. But the easiest requirement is the occupational tax receipt, which you can process in your local municipal or city hall. And also, you need to provide photocopy of barangay clearance, and then copy of any identification issued by an authorized government body that shows the name, address, and birth date of the applicant. For example, birth certificate, passport, driver's license, community tax certificate. And additionally, meron ding photocopy of your marriage certificate if applicable. Books of accounts, any journals and ledgers which you can buy in any bookstores and must be stamped in BIR. So marami namang available sa mga bookstores or school supply stores. And then proof of payment of annual registration fee or ARF if with existing TIN. However, it would be best for you to ask first your local RDO for the requirements as it may vary per RDO. Alright? So, iba-iba kasi yung RDO. Minsan may mga RDO na nanghihingi ng, payslip or any other documents aside from what I have mentioned earlier. Okay? Okay, step number 3. Once completed, you may proceed to BIR. And number 4, BIR will stamp your 1901 and give you BIR form 0605. And you need to bring this to any BIR accredited banks for payment. All right, and of course your 500 pesos, that is the fee for the certificate. And after paying, you need to go back, number 5, you need to go back to BIR and surrender the receipt of payment together with BIR form 0605. And number 6, you need to attend the seminar as scheduled for you to know your duties and responsibilities as a self-employed taxpayer. So importante din itong seminar. And lastly, of course, wait for the BIR or RDO to issue your COR. So before leaving BIR, they will give you, okay, a date when you will come back, okay, to claim your printed COR. Okay, ganito po ang itsura ng certificate of registration. Nakalagay all the details na provide mo during the application process. And also iba-iba yung itsura ng certificate of registration, depende na lang kung anong RDO ka na belong. So iba-iba yung format. And the only thing lang na pareho ng mga RDO is that yellow, okay? Yellow or golden yellow yung color ng paper na ginamit nila. The same paper lang pero iba-iba lang yung nakasulat, naka-format. Yung format lang ng mga details na nalagay sa COR. And also in the COR, mayroong mga forms or mga reports na kailangan mo i-submit to the BIR or i-file to the BIR. In my case, I have forms here for annual registration, which is 0605, form 0605. Ang deadline niyan is January 31st every year. And then also the 1701Q, which is for the quarterly income. Okay, so we have 3 quarters. 3 quarters na isubmit mo. The first quarter, the deadline will be the 15th of April. The second quarter is on the 15th of August. And then the third quarter is on the 15th of November. So, yun yung mga deadline ng 3 quarters. Kasi at the end of the year, hindi na 1701Q ang isa-submit mo or i-file mo. It's already 1701, okay? Or A, 1701A. That is for your income tax return. Alright, so lahat na for the whole year na na-income mo. And then the deadline for the ITR or 1701 or 1701A will be on the 15th of April of the next year. Alright, and now how to get the sworn declaration or SD. Okay, there are 2 types of SD form which you have to choose from. Okay, we have the first one as a loan payer if your source of income is only Engoo. Alright, isa lang talaga. But if you have business or if you are employed to other companies and then plus you're also working in Ingo, then you can be called a several payer, all right, if you have several sources of income. And by the way, for the SD form, you can actually have it or you can download it from the Ingo website. Under help section, you just type tax and then my article na lalabas doon, and then merong link where you can download the SD forms, okay? Both for loan payer and several payer. And then after that, you fill it up and then you have it notarized, all right, by a lawyer. And then bibili lang kayo ng ano ng dalawang stamp, okay, for the SD. And of course, ito na yung isasubmit natin online, yung notarized na sworn declaration. Plus, of course, you have to choose if graduated income tax rate or 8% flat income tax in your SD. All right. Well, in my case, in my own experience, it's really advantageous and mas okay na piliin natin yung 8% flat income tax. Kasi wala ka nang masyadong aalahanin pa. Later, i-discuss ko bakit. All right. And this is how you are going to choose the 8% income, okay? So this is actually an example of an SD or sworn declaration for loan payer. Okay, of course, all the details here you can provide. And then click this one, okay? The ones that may nakabox na red. So ganyan. So 8% income tax rate. Okay, so ganyan. That's how you pick it. How you click tick this one. Okay, and of course, please note that graduated income tax or 8% optional income tax and 3% percentage tax is our duty to pay as a tutor. So this is not tutor's responsibility. This is the tutor's responsibility, I mean, as employed, as self-employed, not the company. Okay, here we have an example in case your gross income is less than 250,000. So as recommended, all right, so we have to choose the 8% flat rate because there will be no withholding tax, a 0% tax, okay, for our income tax. And then 0% na rin yung percentage tax natin, alright? But if you will choose graduated, so mayroon ka pa rin, ikaw na mismo babayad ng percentage tax na 3% monthly, alright? Now, how and when to submit COR and SD to the company. So, new tutors must submit within 30 days from account activation. So, importante. And I think kung bibilisan mo lang talaga, 30 days is I think more than enough na to process your COR and of course your SD. Because inability to submit COR and SD within 30 days will entail an expanded withholding tax rate of 10%. Okay, so kung di ka mag-submit, you will not comply. Still, you can work in Ingo, but you will be taxed 10%. All right? And reactivated tutors only have one chance of submission of requirements per tax year. So deadline will follow the earlier date where the tutor was active in a year. Yeah, for reactivated tutors, you can still file. And there are cases also na hindi mo naabot yung 30 days as a new tutor, you can still apply for the next year. Okay, so para zero tax ka na for the next year. All right, and keep posted because Ingo will just post an announcement in the website for the deadline of the submission of the COR and also the SD. All right. Well, thank you for watching today, guys, mga Engoo and Jacko Natics, and I hope you have learned something about your withholding tax and how to avail the 0% tax. Okay, and if you are new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button, and if you like this video, just hit like. And also, if you want to shout out, okay, a comment, or if you have a question, about Ingo, if you have a question about tax, then you can comment down below. I'll try to really answer all of your questions, guys. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching and hope to see you again in my next video. Bye for now.